vlog. It is Monday. Dan and I just got back from going to Fort Wayne to do some grocery shopping and things. Dan is off today, so we actually got to grocery shop together, which we haven't gotten to do in a long time. But we just got back, just made pizza. I need to actually...
check that.
Yeah. Oh, that can come out. Yep, let's shut that off. Okay, well, hold on. Pizza is out. And there's the other one. So we're getting ready to eat lunch, but we stopped at a thrift store because we need a couple more like tall lamps. I need a second lamp for my craft room because it is dark in a whole corner of it, and I really need more light in there anyway. So we were looking around for that, didn't find any lamps, but we did find a couple of other really, really cool things. One of them being, we have been on the market for a new coffee pot, specifically one with a carafe, and all of them online that are like worth getting are $75 in that price range. And so we are thinking about spending some Christmas money after Christmas and getting a new coffee pot because ours just, it's not cutting it anymore. And so we went to this thrift store and we were looking around and we see this guy for $15 and we think this is worth a go. So I think it just finished making our afternoon coffee. So we'll give it a go, see if it works well, see if there's any like flaws about it that we're like, this is gonna get annoying fast, because the thrift store has a 3-day return policy on electronics. So she said, as long as we have our receipt, if within 3 days we decide like, no, this isn't working out, then we can take it back. So that's good. Another thing that we found that I think was a massive find was Dan and I recently were gifted one of the Pampered Chef apple peeler corers, which is this guy right here. And these are fantastic. You pull this whole lever all the way back, you stick an apple on this, and then you just turn it, and it takes it all the way up, and right here is a little thing that peels the apple, and then as it's peeling it, the core gets pushed through there, and it makes peeling and coring apples like a breeze. And it's a wonderful tool to have, especially if you're going to be like canning apples or making like apple strudel or things like that a lot.
It doesn't even have to be plugged in.
And it doesn't have to be plugged in, which is really cool. So Dan and I had one of these and his mom gifted it to us, and it's such a useful tool to have. And I was telling my friend Ellie about it, and I was like, because she had recently acquired a handful of apples and was making applesauce and had said, you know, how long it takes to hand peel and all of that with all of them. And so I told her about it, and I'm like, if you ever get a bunch of apples again, let me know and I'll let you borrow it. So we're at the thrift store today, and look what we find. It's another apple peeler corer. But what was especially cool about this, which it's in great condition, Dan took some WD-40 to it and just cleaned it up because it was pretty grimy in those grooves, but he cleaned it all up really nice. And it's like the exact same thing. The only difference is it doesn't have this little plastic cover. But the really cool thing about it was what Dan is holding, which is the box that it was in. Like, that's vintage Pampered Chef. It's upside down on the back.
What? Oh. So now it's upside down on my side.
Oh, well.
I'll deal with it.
And so it was only $8, so of course we got it because Pampered Chef apple peeler corers go for like $40. So obviously we bought this, but there isn't like a year on this that I can find at all, but it's such a cool piece. That was a really, really cool find because if you do a lot with apples, these are like amazing. And they're really fun to use, which makes it all the better. And it's like really easy for kids to use it. If you just stab the apple on there and then tell them to go crazy, they can just crank to their little heart's content.
Yeah.
And they're peeling apples like a wild animal.
Because frankly, like the most dangerous part about this is this sort of blade, but the sharp edge only faces down, and these aren't actually that sharp either.
Yeah.
So on the whole, it is for the most part, I mean, children are not going to injure themselves with something like this.
Right.
Unless they're especially mischievous, which there are some of those out there.
True. So that was a really awesome find as well. So we grabbed that. Dan found this book that he picked up because obviously like very rarely do we go to thrift stores and not get a book. I mean, that's just the fact of us. But he found this book, which is, he was looking into it. It is A History of Germany, written in, what did you say, 1906?
02.
02?
Yeah.
No, it says 1906.
06, I'm sorry.
06, yep.
Anyway,
So,
yes.
History of Germany, written in 1906, which Dan was explaining is especially unique because this book then means it was written and the idea of Nazi Germany didn't exist. So also then before World War I, meaning like you don't have all of that in view as you're going through the history, and that doesn't eclipse a lot of the history. So this I think would be really, really cool to skim through. I don't know if I would have actually like sit down and read the whole thing because I mean it's a pretty decent sized book. But that also was a really, really cool find. We got a slotted spoon because we needed one. And then Dan got, let's snag one of them.
Yeah.
He picked up 2 of these, which are, what the twins?
Yeah, yep. That's right.
It's the old Twins logo, but they're flat on the top, so you can go like this and use them as bowls. So he got 2 of those, and we were thinking of using them for like when kids come and they want to eat something, because we don't have like plastic bowls. We only have like, if we had like paper bowls maybe, but figure then we can have those so they can use those, because if those fall on the ground, that's fine. So it was a very productive thrift store trip, and we didn't even look at the clothes at all. We probably would have found some really good finds on the clothes too, honestly, but timing wise we had to go to the grocery store and all other sorts of stuff. So enjoying your box. Editing Julie here, really quick. That was all I filmed for this week, but I do have more footage from my mom. So she is wanting to start sending me footage of just different things that she's doing because she's enjoying vlogging a little bit, and she wanted it to be kind of its own little section in the vlog. So her and I worked together to make a little intro, and now I don't know if it'll be every week, but every once in a while in my vlogs you'll see a little snippet of stuff that my mom is up to. So enjoy that for the rest of the vlog. Hey, Jew.
Oh, it's going. Hey, Jew. Remember when I was at your house, we were talking about bone broth and what it takes to do that? Well, I had a package of chicken thighs today that I thawed out, and I boiled them just real slow. Actually, I boiled them on like 2 on my little electric burner thing for about 3 hours, and they're just wonderful. They're tender. So what I'm doing now is deboning them, and I'll show you. Okay, so here it is. This is the piece I'm working on, deboning. This is all of the stuff. It's the skin, the gristle off of the ends of the bones, and the bones and fat, anything besides the meat. I'm putting the meat in this little bag, and then I have the 2 for the debone stuff because I'm going to put them in the refrigerator for the night because it's late now, and we just had a really bad storm go through, and there was a tornado, but it didn't get us or anything. So anyhow, I'm going to finish deboning this and package it up, and I'm also going to save this broth. Let me see if I can make it so you can see it a little better. I put about 8 full cloves of garlic in here when I was cooking it, and some seasonings and stuff. So I'm also going to save that. I have it out here cooling off. And so then tomorrow what I'll do is throw all the bones and the fat and stuff. Tomorrow I'll throw all of that stuff in the pan, and then I'll slow simmer it for a few hours. Then I'll put it in a container, and we'll see how well it comes out. It should be like gel, kind of like a gelatin type stuff when it's done, actually after it cools. So we'll check it out then. Hey, Jew. Okay, so this is how much meat I got from the chicken thighs, and that's a lot. I can do a lot with that. I have no idea what yet, but I'll figure it out. And then this is what I got, and these are just sandwich baggies. And this is all the bones and stuff that I'll be using tomorrow to simmer for the bone broth. Do you hear the music in the background? I'm watching a YouTube channel of a lady decorating her house for Christmas last year, and it just came on after I was watching something else, and I just left it on. It's kind of neat. Okay, so here we are the next day, and I have to get my coffee out of the microwave. So what I found out was when I put the broth in the fridge last night, it congealed. Look how cool that is. This is well on its way to being really good bone broth. So, and I think part of the trick was I put a whole package, there had to have been, I'm thinking like 10 chicken thighs in the package. And I just took them from the package, put them in the pan, seasoned them, and I covered them. I just barely covered them. You had to poke them down to get them under the water. So I just barely covered them with water. So it didn't leave a lot of extra water. So so it was able to congeal, and this is just one of them. Let me show you the other one. So it's not quite as congealed as the other one, and I'm talking about, this is just fat, which I'll put back in too, but like this isn't quite as congealed. But what I've decided to do is not add any more water. I'm going to put these 2 containers of the broth that the chicken was cooked in back into the pan, and then we're just going to cook them real slow for a few hours with the bones and the fat and all the stuff that I picked off the bone, or when I took the meat off the bone. And then we'll see what happens, because then what I'll do is let it cool, put it back in clean containers and stick it back in the fridge. And then tomorrow, after it's had a chance to congeal, we will see how good that looks. And also I found out you can freeze it. I'm very glad you can freeze this, because I don't think I would use it soon enough to keep it from going bad. So I'm going to put these back in the pan, and then we'll take a quick look at that. So I wanted to show you how congealed this is, and you see it kind of how thick that is. That's wonderful. That is just wonderful. And what I'll do then is, let me put this one in too. See, this one isn't quite as congealed. Oh, I guess it is more than I thought it was. After this cooks, I'll strain it all with a wire mesh strainer to get all the little bits out of it, so that our bone broth will be really clean and pure. And that's what I'm going to do now. This is all the bones and stuff. So, and like I said, I'm not adding any more water to this. I'm just going to, by the way, is this your slotted spoon?
That's literally this type of slotted spoon we just bought at the thrift store, because I said we needed one, because we lost ours, because we left it at my mom's house apparently.
I'll buy you a new one for Christmas if it is, okay? So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm just going to put it on like medium to get it going, and then I'm going to just let it simmer for a few hours. I'll come in and stir it every once in a while. So that's where we are right now, and like I said, I'm going to let this simmer, and then we'll take a look at it later. So this is our bone broth. It's been cooking, simmering for about an hour is all. And I just wanted to show it to you. Oh man, that's so wonderful. It's making the whole house smell great. So here is the bone broth, all done. I'm gonna let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll strain it. And I have these containers. I decided to put it in some small containers and freeze it that way. That way it'll be easier for me to use. Okay, so here we have the bone broth, and I'm going to strain a little bit of it into here, and it really cooked down. It didn't, I'm only going to put a little bit in each one of these containers, because I probably wouldn't use, wow, that was more than I thought, a whole lot in a recipe. But I'm thinking 2 containers. I had 4 out. I'm thinking 2 of them would probably be enough. And oh man, oh gosh, Try to squeeze this down and get as much out of there as I can. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter if it falls in there. And I wonder if I even simmered it long enough. I'm gonna look up more about it. But you know, for my first try, I don't think it's too bad. But so that was two containers out of there, which I think is absolutely plenty. I'm gonna put this back over here out of the way. Okay, so there we are. Those two, I'll put them in the fridge and overnight, and then I will show you in the morning how congealed they are, and if this worked right, they will be congealed. Okay, so for the moment of truth, let's see just how, let me get them kind of in the shot. There we go. Let's see just how good our bone broth turned out. And see there's fat on top, which is really okay. But look at that. Look at that. Oh my goodness, it's perfect. Perfect and healthy. It's so much better than the beef bouillon in any package or cube or anything. Let's see this one. Look how wonderful that is. Awesome. It turned out so good. I'm so happy. All right. Well, now I'm going to freeze it for now because I don't know what to do with it right now. I'll think of something. Fall is here, so we will be making soups. And this is going to be just so wonderful. This is just going to be wonderful. I'm so excited about it because now I know I can do it, and it doesn't take that long to do. So, all right, very good.